And so I'm going to just introduce Jaspreet Kaur, who is the student who is facilitating this important series of sessions. Um, and I would not be the best person to facilitate this because um, I am the only one who's on the screen right now who has never had to learn about navigating the Canadian workforce. The reason that Jaspreet is in this role is that Jaspreet actually, I met Jaspreet 7 years ago, 6 years ago. 6 years ago, and Jaspreet was actually an international student in our social service worker program. And although I didn't teach Jaspreet at that time, she actually ended up working for myself and for Dr. Frizana Chase as a research
Oh, that's
student.
cool. Like, I know Dr. Fasana says.
She's wonderful, isn't she?
Good, good.
Ye-
What about you?
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, so then Jaspreet went through a whole series of things that I know very little about because she had to learn how to navigate both the immigration system and the workforce. And she came back, she got her PR card and came back to take the Honors Bachelor of Social and Community Development and will graduate in June. And Jaspreet was very enthusiastic about doing this session because academic institutions and the Canadian government doesn't do necessarily a great job of making the pathway and the process really clear to international students studying in Canada. So I'm not going to take up any more space, but I am going to open up the floor to Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Bethany, for the great introduction. So today we will be learning more about, the tools for job search, specifically focusing on LinkedIn. And what are the supports available? For example, AI, how we can use AI to help out with their job application. So today will be, as I said, like LinkedIn will be our main focus. So see how we can build a strong profile on LinkedIn, and then how we can engage meaningfully and network meaningfully online. And then we'll also explore some resources available to you. For example, career services and student supports at Sheridan. We'll see how we can, ethically and strategically use AI to help strengthen our applications without losing our authentic voice. We'll also do a quick application exercise if we have time. If not, then I'll share the instructions with you and you can do it on your own time. Today, I'll be the guest speaker and we'll also have some time for Q&A. So Bethany already introduced me, and I just want to add something else. Like when I was an international student at Sheridan, I was also the president of International Student Association, and I used to do these like these kind of sessions for fellow students because even though there are some supports available for students at Sheridan, they're not very tailored for international students or people who will be going on work permit. I got the opportunity to do my internship or my placement at an employment services, was Sheridan Employment Services at the time. And uh, I was lucky enough to gain those skills. Like, I was helping out residents with resume, cover letter, and job search strategy. So I was bringing that learning to my role as a president at Sheridan and then helping out the fellow students. Yeah, so that's about me. And then group guideline, Christiana, we already went through them last week. So these are same guidelines. So we'll be making sure this space is safe for all the students or all the attendees, and we are listening without judgment, giving space for everyone to share. And then any idea is welcome, any helpful idea is welcome. And then we're respecting everybody's privacy, confidentiality. So, And so please, because as Bethany mentioned that this recording will be posted online, so please so please share mindfully, so because it will be accessible to everyone. Uh, yeah, and if you want to add anything in these group guidelines, please feel free to add. So just unmute yourself or add in the chat. So for group introduction, you can just share about yourself. Just we already know your name, so you can just repeat that. Just your name, your program of study, and then what career or what sector you're interested uh, in your job search journey. So, for example, myself, I'll introduce myself again. My name is Jaspreet, and I'm in the last year, fourth year of my Bachelor of Social and Community Development program at Sheridan College. And the sector that I'm mostly interested in is public sector. And Christiana, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, please. My name is Christiana. Um, I'm a student of Sheridan College and I'm currently in my third year. Um, yeah, so that's me. And I'm studying child and youth care.
Great.
Thank you, Christiana.
Okay.
Himali, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Himali. I'm currently a Sheridan student and I'm doing a social service worker gerontology and I'm interested in building my career to fixing long-term care home act.
Thank you, Himali.
Wonderful. And I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning. My name is Bethany Osborne, and I'm the program coordinator for the Honors Bachelor of Social and Community Development. I've been teaching for uh, just over 20 years and have been at Sheridan for almost 11 years. And I've taught in CYC programs and also taught in SSW programs and have worked with lots of international students over the years.
Thank you, Bethany. Thank you for supporting these sessions and this initiative. And thank you, Christiana and Himali, for joining us today. So let's dive into the content for today. So as I mentioned that we'll talk about LinkedIn. Has like did you guys have did you try to make your LinkedIn profile? You already have one. If you can just answer that quick question. Do you guys use LinkedIn?
Yeah, I use LinkedIn, and the good thing about Sheridan College is we have a course
Mhm.
that that makes us do make our profession, and then you have to like it's they actually grade you because of that, so you have to like do it well. So yeah, so we literally like do that in Sheridan College.
That's great.
Does
I
it
love
seem
those.
does it
Of
seem does it
course.
seem mean that we grade you to
I
create a LinkedIn profile?
Because if it was left to me, I wouldn't have done anything, right? So the fact that there's a drive, and
Yeah,
I'm actually
sure.
looking forward to like paying, like even if it's just like a monthly subscription, to see how I can push in to get jobs and like that, and
Yeah.
just go from there. But it's actually a good thing. Like I have a strong LinkedIn profile. I'm just waiting to like take professional photos for my graduation and then put it in and then click. Yeah, it's a good thing. I love it. It might not be
Wonderful.
easy, but it's worth it.
Amazing. Yeah, I love those courses. Like, they're teaching you practical skills. Like, it's very practical and will help you in a long, long run. I think you mentioned about paying for LinkedIn. Uh, it's even with the unpaid version, you get a lot of features. And yeah, I personally never paid for LinkedIn and it's been working out well. So and even as a student, like the finances and the budget is tight. So I would not recommend you to pay for LinkedIn. It's mostly the big companies who are, they pay because they have to, they're recruiting and they have to look at candidates' profiles. So just weigh what are the pros and cons, like, because it's not cheap, right? If you're paying monthly. But it's a great platform to sell yourself basically, and then demonstrate what you have been doing, the great work you're doing, and even engaging with other people in the field. Great platform for networking. It's like Instagram, like professional Instagram, you can say. Uh, so it's a social media platform, but it's more geared towards your professional, side of your career. So basically, it's a digital professional identity, your digital professional identity. So a lot of like recruiters or people are hired, they look at your LinkedIn profile before interview. And it also help you build visibility, so you can again engage with others as well by commenting on their post, by liking their post, or even you can reach out to recruiters. A lot of them post on LinkedIn, like the job post, and you can just even say, oh, I'm interested. Like, you can directly message them as well, in addition to applying to the job on their site. uh, and it also help you connect you to industry professionals, so not just job hunting but also networking, which is very crucial. And then how do we optimize our LinkedIn profile? So this is like a small checklist of like how you can develop your LinkedIn. I know, Christiana, you mentioned you already have to, like, you have to develop because of your assignment. Himali, do you have a LinkedIn profile, or you're
Yes,
familiar
I
with
do
it?
have.
Okay, that's great. Were you forced as well?
I have already one, but like I'm developing some knowledge on that.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's also related to my current project.
That's great. No, it's amazing platform. And also, I would say just being active daily, just try to, uh, I think we have another,
Oh, I'll admit them. Don't worry.
okay. So yeah. Okay, so the checklist, for example, the headshot. So it's a great way to give face to, the identity. So make sure you have a professional headshot. A lot of I see some folks, they just put a picture, like, which is not very professional. So I would highly recommend putting a professional headshot for your LinkedIn profile, because you're showcasing your professional identity there. And then clear headlines. So you will see, I can also walk you through like my personal LinkedIn profile, like how it looks. So having a clear headline, so you can even say if you're a student, for example, human services student, or you can put an advocate or community-based researcher, community development, things you're passionate. So it's not, there's not a rule for that, but you can either like put, if you, whatever you want to highlight, basically. If you want to highlight your the skills set, you can put that. You can highlight your title, or you can highlight the fields you're interested in or you're passionate about. And then there's a section for summary, so you can put strong summary, so who you are and what you care about. So basically it's like an elevator pitch, but a written elevator pitch. So just put that. Should be brief, not too long. So people don't like reading paragraphs, but it will help the uh the people who are hiring give a snapshot of who you are basically. And then you can put more details in the sections, like education. You can put your education, the college or university, and then what you learned, what you are learning, or what you have learned from that course, and then your work experience, and also skills and endorsement. So there's this, you can add it to the, so there is a section, a subsection in under education and experience. So you can add which skills you developed as part of that program or as part of that job experience. You can add those, and you can also ask for endorsements from, let's say, your supervisor, people you have been working with, or people who you have worked with in the past. So you can even your peers as well, like because you've been working in group projects, so you can ask endorsement from your peers as well. And then there's a separate section for volunteer experience. So sometimes the recruiters see like what this person has been doing beyond, classroom or beyond their regular work. So this is a great way to demonstrate your passion for the community, that you're doing something that you're not, let's say, mandated to do, or that's not paying you because you're passionate, because this is really demonstrating your passion for the community. So these are the sections, the big parts that you can start your building your LinkedIn profile. You can always edit it. So that's a good part of LinkedIn. And next part, so that was your profile section. And the next step is to engage on LinkedIn. So as I mentioned earlier, it's really important to engage with other professionals on LinkedIn. You can add them as your, like, how we add friends on Facebook or Instagram. So similarly, you can add, request to add, connection on LinkedIn as well. You can even search like people you are, who have uh like followed similar path, or who the positions that you want to be in. So you can just probably search for the positions, and like people's profile will come, and you can just add them, and just add your peers as well. You can add your professors, add people in the field or in similar fields, and then you can engage on their posts, like comment. You can comment thoughtfully on their posts, respectful comments, reshare if you feel like, oh, this really resonates with me, or this is the issue I'm very passionate about. You can repost as well, and repost with comments, repost with your own thoughts. You can also share relevant articles. For example, I know, Himali, you mentioned you're working on a project. So probably you can share that project, or whatever you learned from that project, or like any learnings. You can write a small post, a small blog. I've been working on this assignment on homelessness, for example, and then you can share reflection on LinkedIn, just to, create those initial posts. And then you can also celebrate achievement. For example, if like you're graduating, you can share that. If you completed 1 year at a job, or you started a new job, so those kind of achievements, you can share it on LinkedIn. So it also helps with visibility. And you can again connect with intention, so who you are connecting with. So uh, like as I mentioned, like connect people who have followed similar path, or who are in the position that you want to be in, the role similar, who are in the similar roles that you're applying to, or companies that you're interested in. So it will help setting the algorithm as well. So you'll start seeing some posts that really aligns with their interests. For example, based on, so it's very important to put uh like design the content, or create the content very intentionally, because then LinkedIn will suggest, sometimes you got emails, okay, here are some job postings that aligns with your interest, or here are some job posting aligns with your skill set, because you added those skills here. So it's very important, or and be very intentional whatever you're putting on your LinkedIn profile. And you can also send messages to uh, your connection. For example, somebody accepted your connection request, or even when you're sending the connection request, you can send a brief message. So it's not about always asking for, let's say, oh, I saw this job posting, I'm very interested. It's not always about that, but also about authentic relationships or authentic connections on LinkedIn. So even if you know this person who you really admire, you have seen their work, for example, you can just personalize this message. So this is very general message. Okay, hi, my name is this and this. Just briefly introduce yourself. I'm a Sheridan student in social service worker program, interested in community work. If you are interested specifically in, let's say, uh, Himali, you mentioned long-term care. So let's say seniors, I'm interested in working in long-term care with seniors. I love to connect and learn from your journey. I've seen that you have walked the same path or similar path, and I'm very interested to know more about your role, like how you support the community. We can even book a brief 15-minute coffee chat just to learn more about them. And then even showcase your interest that, oh, I'm graduating in few months and I'm really interested to navigate the industry. Do you have any tips? So, these kind of connections. Uh, yeah. Any questions so far? Are we good? Okay.
One of the things that I would just say, and I put this in the chat as well, is just that if you, I get invitations all the time to invite people to my to my network, and sometimes people actually include something like this message that Jaspreet has included, and other times they just send a connection request. And if I don't know who they are and I can't make any connection, because they're not connected to people that I know, then I'm less likely to invite them. I'm more likely if they include a little message. If I see that someone's a Sheridan student, that makes sense to me. But just that little message actually helps to distinguish you from people who just send a request.
Thank you so much, Bethany, for adding that. Even sometimes you will receive requests as well. So I always go into, like, whenever I receive request, I go into their profile and then check what, like if they're in similar field or if it's a legit account as well, then I'll add them. Okay, so that was like a brief snapshot of LinkedIn. I can share my screen and walk you through like my LinkedIn profile. Just give me a second before we move to the next question. I'll stop sharing and share again. So this is my LinkedIn profile. So you can see, like, you can put your headshot and you can also have a background as well. So I did a panel discussion. So I had a professional photo. So I added that. You can even put, let's say you're working in Sheridan or you're studying in Sheridan, you can even put a background of Sheridan College. And then this is a place where you should put your professional headshot. And then you can put your name, and you can even add this voice thing that help people to understand how to pronounce your name correctly. And also, like, as I said, like the headline, you can put whatever, maybe your title or things that you're interested in, that the words that define you. So you can put that. Don't put too much information as well, because don't make it a big paragraph. Put 4 to 5, I would say. And then here you can put your not a small snapshot. I know I have to update it, but this is like a small snapshot of who I am, like my background, my education. But then you can add your like the details, like your education and experience underneath here. And then you can also add your top skills. So here, for example, you can put your experience and it will automatically move up your latest experience. It's in a chronological order. Uh, and then you can put the place, the years you've been, like the timeline you've been working, and you can also add the small summary or bullet points of your job duties. And then you can also add skills, like which skills you're learning or you're applying in this role. And now I think they added a new feature. You can add the website, add relevant documents here too. So I've added like the website here. And then you can add more experience. I think there's a limit of 4 to 5 experience that displays, and then you can always click here, and then it will show you like additional experiences. So I have like a lot, so that's why it's a long list. Like here, you can be as much details as you want, but on the top where I said the small snapshot of the summary, so that's like like you know how you put it on the top of your resume, like a small summary. That's basically it. And the second section is education. So you can put your education, your college, your program, what you have been learning, and and the skills that you have learned or you developed in that course. So here is that. And then you can also add, if you have any licenses, for example, and certifications, you can add it here. I know, like through Sheridan, you can sometimes you get discounted, or sometimes even in the class, uh, the professors run some workshops, so you can add those here too. And then you can also upload your documentation, so it's saying that it's legit as well, like your certificate. And then if you have worked on any projects, then you can also add it here. For example, I've worked on 2 different projects that have been published. And so add it in here. And then let's say a recruiter can directly go and check the project that I worked. And here you can add your volunteer experience. So for example, right, currently I'm the president of the program club. So I added that experience. I added the timeline, the institution, and the skills, or my job duties basically. So you can just add that here. So basically everything has like a similar skeleton. All of the sections have similar skeleton. You just need to add the information. And I would say it's a great uh, tool, because when you're developing your resume for certain positions, you're tailoring your resume. So I always have a comprehensive list here, and then I delete or add like my XP based on the job. I tailor my resume, but here I have the full list in case I have to go back. So here, and then you can add your skills, and basically you can also add where like which roles you develop those skills. And that's and here is so you can ask your colleagues or peers to give you recommendation, and you can also give recommendations to other people. Let's say you have this amazing experience working on a group assignments with this person, then you can ask them for a recommendation, and you can also give them recommendation. So it helps you build credibility for and also strong profile on LinkedIn. And if you received any awards, you can also add it here. And then your languages, if you speak more than one language, you can add your languages. Yeah, and these will automatically disappear. So the organizations you associate yourself with. Yeah. So this is like my LinkedIn profile. And then you can also build and then if you're posting, just engage yourself more. And you will also, I'll walk you through the icons as well. So this is the home. So here you will see posts from other people. You can engage, you can like the post, you can read articles. Sometimes people share articles, not just about job hunting, it's about building that connection. So you can do this. For example, this here, I just saw like from Sheridan, the convocation, right? So I saw this post, so I can like it, and the algorithm will shift. So it will show me the similar post, for example, uh, or people people will also it will also help in increasing visibility of my profile because I'm engaging with more posts. And then here, this is a network icon. And if you click here, you can see the requests that you received from other people and then also add other connections. And then job icon, it will show you job that aligns with your profile mostly, and then you can apply to those jobs. And then messaging, you'll see the messages, and here you'll get notifications. Basically similar to Instagram. Again, it's not hard to use. It just once you start using it, it'll come easy. I use this more than Instagram basically. And then you can always change your profile, like here, view your profile and edit your in any given time. Any questions like navigating LinkedIn profile? regarding this.
I have a question, Jaspreet.
Sure.
How much time did it take you to set up a beautiful profile like this? And how much time do you spend on LinkedIn?
I it's an ongoing process. So it's not like I did this in one day. So I always like to do it on an ongoing basis. Let's say I got this job, or I developed you know, I'm in this program, or I attended this session. So I do it on an ongoing basis. It's not a lot of work, but obviously in the beginning it might take some time, probably an hour or two, because you, let's say you already have your stuff on your resume, right? So just transferring that, or maybe just cleaning that up. So probably take you a couple of hours in the beginning, but if you are consistent, I would say just update it as as soon as you have like an update, basically. So it doesn't, and it'll help you to uh be, up to, like, keep yourself up to date with the job market. And also when you're applying to new job, it will help recruiters to see most up to date information too. uh and then spending time on LinkedIn, I check couple of times a day. I would say it's all together maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But it's not like I'm not spending 30 minutes all together, but like throughout the day. Example, I check in between. However, right now I'm spending more time because I'm also taking care of social media for my work. So I'm like creating posts and promoting them on social media, like on all different platforms like X, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So I'm spending more time in these couple of months, probably an hour or so, but usually I would say half an hour.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Jaspreet. And I noticed up at the top when you shared your profile with us, but there was that whole piece around analytics. Are you going to
Mhm.
talk about that later on?
No, I can share it now. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So here. So here are the analytics that you can see, like how your profile is performing basically. So here you can see who and how many people viewed your profile, because the reason these many people viewed my profile because I've been active on LinkedIn like every day, and then mostly like on weekends I don't check my LinkedIn. I give myself break as well. But and it's not a mandatory. It's not like, oh, you have to check between 12 to 1. You can just check whenever you have time. You have it on your phone, you have it on your computer. So in between, like on a break, or if you sometimes I'm just bored, I just see any articles related to my interest. So basically being active is the key. So you can see like these many people viewed your profile in past 90 days, like, and you can also see like from where as well. But if you have like premium, you can exactly see who viewed your profile, but it's not necessary, I would say. But then you can, yeah, this is like a good way to see how well is your profile. And then how many post impressions can be like people who have seen the posts that you're posted, like, and then how many like people have did search, and how many people, how many times my profile appeared on their searches. And then you can see like how many followers you have or gained in past 7 days. Like all these analytics will help you to see like if you're doing the right thing, or if you need to improve something. I normally don't see like, because if you're performing, it will automatically improve. Like just being active and then engaging with post is the key, I would say.
Thanks so much, Jaspreet.
Great, great. If there's no question, I'll just move to the next topic. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to, add it in the chat or unmute yourself. Okay, so aside from LinkedIn, like aside from creating your professional identity, I would highly recommend reaching out for support. Just diversify how you navigate the workforce or how you're searching for jobs. So, for example, there is support available, but I would feel like there's like lack of awareness or lack of tailored support sometimes. But also, I would say do a conscious effort and just be proactive in job search. I know sometimes it can be discouraging that I'm not hearing back or, you know, I'm not hearing anything, but always, don't stop, I would say, but and always reach out and always get the support that you have access to. For example, Sheridan Career Services. So you can go there and, you know, go there, they will help you develop your resume or cover letter. They'll help you practice interview. Let's say you secured an interview, so they can help you practice like do a mock interview with you. So, and even sit with you, chit chat, and help you, you know, to search for the jobs that you're most interested in. They also give you access or even give you links, because sometimes as a student you don't know where to search for jobs, so they will help you uh, you know where to look for those jobs, so those specific jobs, because sometimes in specific industries there are like specific portals. For example, Charity Village is mostly catered towards uh, job or careers in human services or social services. So you can use that aside from uh, Indeed or LinkedIn or the websites of the particular organizations you're interested in. And you can also there's like alumni connection. So this again, this a part of you just check with your program coordinator or even with student services, because sometimes, for example, in the BSCD program we have these alumni connections that we are well connected with our alumni, and we can always ask them for advice uh, and their guidance. So check if you have some informal connections in as a part of your program, and even with the career supports at Sheridan College. And the next part is using AI. AI is a great tool, and even as part of like being a student, you also have access to Microsoft Copilot. I know there are other tools like ChatGPT as well. So use it for use it ethically and use it for your benefit in a way that does not replace your own authentic voice. Uh, for example, you can have your resume. AI cannot add experience, or AI cannot add uh the positions, but you already have those experiences. You already have the the projects that you work on, the impact you created. You can help ask AI to refine your resume to, for example, you can post the job posting and it can post your resume and then help AI write in a language that aligns with the job posting. So probably tailoring your resume to the job posting and even your cover letters as well. So again, it cannot replace your experience. It cannot add any experience, but it can help tailor how it connects, how those skills that you developed or the skills that you have connects with the job posting, connects with the requirements for that particular job. So it's kind of an aid, but not a replacement to your own own skills. So it can also help you practice for interviews. Like you can post a job post, you can say what suggest some interview question. You can use those prompts on what kind of interview question I could be asked. So it will give you interview list of, and you can practice that as well in addition to the supports available. I know sometimes it's good to have a human, so for that, you have like Sheridan Career Services. So you can book appointment with them, either virtual or in person, and practice there. And again, personalize everything, never copy and paste blindly. Like I would don't trust AI like completely. So always cross check. Sometimes it just adds stuff. So always cross check, see if the skill you really have or how it aligns, it does it really align? So always cross check, and if needed, personalize as well. uh, and maintain your authentic voice, because even if you get shortlisted for the interview, then still you have to talk. Their AI cannot support you. AI just an aid to help you, better prepare for the for your job interview or to apply for different position. Uh, we have 10 minutes. Uh, if you want, like we can, I know like it might take time, but if you want to do it in your own time, or if you already have a job posting that you're interested in, we can do this exercise together. So I know I want to give some time for Q&A as well and for some discussion. Uh, but if you really want to do this activity, and if you have a job posting ready, please feel free to unmute yourself and tell me, and we can just do this exercise together instead of individual. So identifying some keywords, and we can use AI to help adjust your resume bullet points to match that job posting. Or if you want, you can do it on your own as well after this meeting.
I think this is a really helpful exercise. And so, like Jaspreet said, there's probably not a lot of time to do this here, but it's really helpful to use, like to identify specifics about from a job posting and change resumes, because for any job that is posted online. It's wonderful that they're accessible. However, um, it definitely means that every job that's posted receives lots and lots and lots of resumes. And one of the ways that employers actually filter through the ones that they're going to look at is actually using AI tools to filter out. So if your resume is just generic, it's very likely that it will get filtered out. So you want to be able to craft your resume in a way that is going to make it stand out. And this is one way to do that.
Thank you, Bethany. Yes, so AI is a great tool. And also, again, don't hesitate to reach out to Sheridan Career Services for support if you want like a human to human, interaction. And then also really helpful to practice the interview questions too. Okay, so our next session, so this is like technically the end of the session, and our next session will be next Thursday, March 19th from 12 to 1 p.m. And there we'll focus on like you got the job, and then how we can like with the retention, growth in your role, and then keep building those professional relationships. So succeeding in the workplace, like how can we move up and how can we retain that role? So yeah, that will be next week. And yeah, thank you for your participation. And this is a time for Q&A or even anything like do you want to ask. Doesn't have to be related to this specific session, but anything you have general in mind about job search or navigating Canadian workforce as an international student.
One of the things that we talked about last week was that a number of students that are part of our program, like Jaspreet, have actually searched for jobs, not just in Ontario, but in other provinces as well. And so that's something that you may want to consider if that's a possibility for you. Jaspreet made really good connections in Ontario and made connections following her practicum. Other students looked at that, but then also threw the net wider. So we have students currently in the Honors Bachelor of Social and Community Development who are working in Alberta or BC or on the east coast of Canada, in also in New Brunswick, Newfoundland, PEI, and Nova Scotia. And so those are also really like really helpful things to even think about, that other provinces do present opportunities for employment as well. And we'll have guest speakers in the next two sessions, will we, Jaspreet?
We will have it for fourth, and I'm just trying to finalize for third one. Yeah, like I'm still looking for
Wonderful.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. I see like comment from Christiana about working in a food bank. Definitely, Bethany already replied that it does count as a volunteer experience. Also, be strategic about the title as well. Like, what is the title you are putting on your resume? I know sometimes, like nonprofit organization does say volunteer, but also when you are in the role, just ask about the title and then how you. Even sometimes they don't give you the title. So when you're putting on the resume based on your job duties, you can like write a title based, let's say outreach worker, you're helping with the outreach, or that just be strategic based. Or you can even ask AI for that. So this is how you can use AI. So just give your job duties and it will help create a job title for you for that in that case.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely not something that you need to worry about not being truthful about. You're telling the truth in a particular way, and you're identifying and helping employers to understand what kinds of skills you have. One of my favorite poets from American poets was a woman by the name of Emily Dickinson, who wrote poetry in her house and didn't use the same kind of rhymes that anyone else used. And she was a woman, and women didn't get published back in the 1800s, no matter where they were. And she had one poem that I love that says, "Tell the truth, but tell it slant. Truth in secession lies." And so there's this idea that you can tell the truth in a good way as long as you are representing accurately what skills you had. You could change the title or shift the title so that it helps employers to better understand.
Thank you, Bethany. Any other questions or comments that you may have?
Are any of you, so Christiana, you mentioned that you were not looking forward to, you're going to miss when you graduate. Are you graduating in June, Christiana? And what about Latifa or Himali? Are you graduating? Are you in your first year of your diploma, or are you graduating this summer?
I am also going to be graduate this summer, like maybe.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. At the end of the April, I will be graduating. Like I will finish my course, and maybe it will take just end of the April to get my transcripts and all, and I will be done for the college.
Congratulations. That's an exciting and we know a little bit scary place to be in too.
Yeah, but I'm also like there is a mixed feeling, like happiness, and but also I'm gonna miss the college, the all the work we done together in the classrooms. Like there are so many things I have learned.
That's great, Himali. Yeah. Whenever we start something new, there's an excitement, but then also a little bit of grief that the
Yeah,
things that are familiar are going to be
we are
behind
going to
us.
believe. Yeah.
Well, you can come back and join us at Sheridan once you have your PR card, like many students have done. And you can do that in 5 years or in 10 years because we will always welcome you back to the bachelor program, and you can actually complete a bachelor program in just 2 years.
Yeah, I will be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for providing this great opportunity. I don't always find time to attend those sessions. I already registered with that session, but because of my busy schedule classes, I'm unable to uh, check in. And today my class has just cancelled, so I thought let's join the
Ah,
session.
yeah. Well, we're going to be posting the videos from week 1 and week 2, and the presentations as well, because we know that when you are a student, and especially when you're an international student, there aren't always opportunities to take a break for your own professional development because you've got jobs and maybe family responsibilities and school responsibilities and all of these different things. So we're
Yes.
so glad that even though your class was canceled, you gave us some of the free 2 hours or 3 hours that you had.
That's all right. Like, I really happy to join because I know, like, I am also building connections on LinkedIn and also developing some knowledge. But the thing she shared that how we can use AI to tailor our resume and to find a job search, that was a healthy exercise. I really appreciate that.
Wonderful. Yeah. I'm grateful. I learned some new things today from Jaspreet. So I'm going to be able to support students much more effectively now that I'm gaining all of this knowledge from Jaspreet and from all of you. It's really nice for me to be able to sit in on these sessions and to learn as well.
Yes. Thank you all for engaging, and thank you, Bethany, for supporting. It's been a wonderful session. And then I also hope to see you all next week.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
Thank
Bye
you
bye.
so
See you
much,
guys. Take
everyone.
care.
Okay, fantastic.